Mark of the Naturopath. Thanks for coming back. I'm just going to read out an email off the screen and I'm going to reply to that email. See if I can find, here it is. Yeah, that's on. Does taking Candida products with food increase the efficacy of the product? I have a question in regards to Candida. I know that Dr. Bakker advises to take supplements with food. Does taking it with food increase the efficacy of the product? The reason that I ask is because I would like to fast to starve the yeast completely, as well as to allow the product to work without food. I've learned in the past that supplements can work better when your body is fasting and detoxing. My plan was to set a goal for 3 days up to a week, if I can do it, and use charcoal at night to handle die-off. I'll be getting a colonic at the end of the week. I have done 30-day juice fast, but this one will be shorter since it will be a water fast. I don't want any sugar involved. Well, this whole notion about starving yeast is actually a pile of crap. It doesn't really work. You can go on a fast for a year. It's not going to work. You're not going to starve the yeast. Yeast will always find something to eat in the body. Yeast is very clever. It will lay low. It will lay dormant. It can lay dormant for a long, long, long time. It's not something that needs constantly to eat all the time. All right? It's clever. It's a very clever organism. It's been around a long time. So the person who I'm replying to regarding this, I would like that person to look at the video I did on the 242 protocol. This is going to smash the heck out of the yeast. When you start understanding how to manipulate dosages of a powerful supplement like Candida Remove properly, you're really starting to get the best out of that product. I've never really worked with naturopaths or doctors that work with protocols like the 242, where they actually understood the efficacy of coming in an induction phase with the supplement, building it up, and then in the treatment phase you can also have various levels of heightened responses that you want to push a supplement dosage up with and down, and then a finale phase. So this stops the yeast from getting used to any kind of dosage, and it pushes you to a very high point. But the question is it best with food or without food? I think it depends on you as a person, on your tolerability. I prefer Candida products to be taken with food, but I know many patients have taken them without food and had very good results. I'm a big believer that probiotics work best when taken with meals. This was after many consultations and discussions I've had with some of the top people in the world, the probiotic manufacturers I've visited, particularly in Nebraska, and some of the top companies. So talking with the scientific people, the people who actually research and produce the probiotics, I started to understand that these beneficial bacteria do prefer to be around some type of food rather than empty stomach altogether. But then you'll say to me, hang on man, you're wrong. You're speaking with a forked tongue like a big snake, because you're saying one thing and then a minute later you're saying something else. Well, let me tell you this, I'm not a snake, right? Even though I've been called that. But if you think about it, bacteria do need feeding. Even though we put this product in a delayed time release capsule, the Candida Restore, I've always found, I've seen the most favorable stool test reports when people were taking this product for several months with small meals or snacks, as opposed to people who are taking it separately completely. And I've always studied the stool test to see what the better outcomes were, and I always found them to be better with people who were taking them with food. They had higher counts of lactobacillus, they had higher counts of bifidobacteria. This came back consistently on the stool test reports, because many of my patients also are big fans of fasting. I'm not personally a fan of fasting. I am personally a fan of cutting food right back to very small portion sizes and eating smaller meals every now and then. But to cut out all food completely, it's just not something I like to do. Just never really appealed to me. I have worked with people with fasting programs, but if you want to fast, that's perfectly fine. Just be sure to take care with what you're doing. But the person I'm replying to, I'm sure you've had a lot of experience with fasting, judging by your email. But have a look at the 242 protocol. I think it might work quite well for you. And yes, you can take the supplements when you're fasting as well, if you're experienced and you desire to do that. It sounds like you've got pretty well sorted. So I hope this gives you a bit of useful information. Thanks for the question.